Hi there, crafting friends. I'm Jen Houston from the Artsy Fartsy Gallery here in Canada. I just wanted to pop on and show you this cute little gift idea that I came across today. It's a tea bag holder, a little gift envelope that houses a little tea bag, and it just jazzes it up and it makes it look like this cute little gift. It's all wrapped for those people in our lives that we come across that, are meaningful to us, and we want to cherish them and we want to honor them by giving them a little something. And so this is the perfect gift for your children's bus driver or the post office person, or I don't know, your condo landlord, or just something a little bit special for them. So this is the perfect gift. I will show you how to make it in just a second. But the way we're going to make this is we are going to be using the Christmas or cookie cutter Christmas set. And this is a fun set because it has a bunch of different little critters. So we have the reindeer and the little one in the snowsuit, and the gingerbread man, Santa, and this one over here is actually a little teddy bear. It turns into a teddy bear. It's so adorable. It could be a little child in a snowsuit as well, but so it's kind of versatile. I've used it for baby cards, the little teddy bear on there. So that's pretty cool, but it also comes with a punch. So all of those critters are punched out by this one punch, which is pretty incredible. So there's no cutting involved in this task. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you a neat technique for how this works here. So let's show you first the tea bag, and I'm all a mess here. Tea bag holder. So it's just a little envelope with a little ribbon and a little person critter on the side, on the front there. And you open up this little envelope, and I put the sentiment on the inside just there, so that when you open up your envelope, it just pops out. There it is. And look it's just a little tea bag. How neatly it fits in there, and it's just a little something, right? And so this little belly band, of course, just slides off and on, so that you can, maybe they'll reuse the little envelope, which would be awesome. You could also put your little to and from on the back. You could use this for hot chocolate packages, soup packages for people that are maybe not feeling so well. I know I always buy these cute little printed Kleenexes, tissues, and so I could, put one of those in there, kind of whatever. Like if you have a crafting friend and you have some extra ribbon or little embellishments, what a cute way to kind of wrap it up and give it as a little gift. I think that's pretty neat. All right, so let's get rolling. Our first step is I'm going to be using the Santa from this set. So my desk is a mess, and I had the black ink. Here it is. Great way to start here. Lost my ink. All right, so I'm using Memento black ink, but feel free to use whatever kind of permanent ink you would prefer. And I'm just going to stamp onto a scrap piece of white paper. There we have Mr. Santa, and I'm going to color him in using the Stampin' blends. I find they work really good. I like the two-tone effect you get with the light and dark versions. So I'm going to start with his face. I'm using light crumb cake. And I'm going to use a little dark crumb cake just to kind of, let's use the other side here. The marker. One side's a paintbrush side and one's more of a marker tip. It's kind of just emphasize the shadows, I suppose. And I'm going to use some ivory for his cheeks. Just a little pink in there. Next, I'm going to use light cherry cobbler for coloring his suit. So I'm going to start with his hat. These markers are great because they don't leave lines. They're alcohol-based markers, and so they dry nicely. And then the darker version of cherry cobbler, I'm just going to make this little shadow here. And then you go back with your lighter version and kind of blend it all together nicely. Okay, next I'm going to start on his suit here. back with your dark version and kind of where there would be a shadow. And then you, I'm just going to put these on the ends here. They won't dry out that fast. And then you kind of blend that so it's not such a harsh line. Coming over to this side. And the dark shadows again. Good one there too. Blend it in. And little bits of a suit there. His pants. Shadows. Just kind of blend it a little. And that, I think, is it with the red. Next, I'm going to use some light basic black to color in his boots. Ooh, this one's drying out, I see. Very dry. Okay, let's not use that then. I actually have the dark smoky slate, which will work just great. And so if you want to add a little extra darkness where the shadows might be, just go over it a few times, that's all. And then I guess I'll do his mitts in the same color. And his belt. Actually, it's probably better with the smoky slate because you can still see kind of the lines in the drawing of his belt and whatnot there. I think I'm going to use crumb cake, maybe ivory, for his belt, since I've got it out. There, easy. Coloring's always fun. Now the next step is going to be to just slide it into the top of the punch, and you kind of line it up where you kind of think it might go. All right, and then you just give it a punch. Now, as you can see, all those other little pieces pop out at the same time, so just move them aside and don't worry about them. All right, the next step I'm going to do is just to mount him onto this white, Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to do that with dimensionals. Let's see, got some mini ones here. So of course they work good on his legs and his arms because they're nice and small. And I'll put one on his chest there and maybe two on his head. That's probably good. Now you take off the backing. It's kind of like double-sided sticky tape almost. I am really cockeyed here today, aren't I? Having too much fun. Don't even notice these things. All right, he is ready to be put on this oval. All right, good, good. Now, let's get going on to the little punch. So we've got our little embellishment for a little envelope working really well. So what you need to do first off is measure, let's go here, measure whatever you're wanting to put inside the envelope. So I'm going to do another tea bag, and so it measures at about 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So now I'm going to take my envelope punch board, which is an amazing tool, and I'm going to look down here to find 3 1/4 by what did I say? Oh, she's 3 1/2 by, I think I did this one the last time, 3 by 3 1/2. That's the measurement I think I used the last time. And so it tells you what size of paper you need. So I have pre-cut this 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So that is what I'm going to use again, pre-cut. And it tells you where the scoring line is going to start. So 2 5/8. So your first job is to find 2 5/8. You press down, which gives it a little bit of a punch, and then tucked inside is this little scoring tool. So you're going to line it up along with that line there and give it a little score. Then you're going to turn it counterclockwise until this scoring line is lined up, whoops, this way, lined up with this little foot here. And then we're going to just repeat the steps. So press down, score, turn, line it up with the foot, press down, score. All right, line it up with the foot, press down, score, and that was our last scoring line. Now the next step is to round all the corners so that they look nice and neat and tidy. So at the top of this punch is actually a corner rounder. So as you can see, it kind of rounds off your corners. I'm going to do that to all 4 sides. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside, and as you can see, there's the little bits of garbage that are left behind from that. And next you just fold it on those scoring lines. I like to use this as a little bone folder just to kind of give it a nice press. So just fold. And as you can see, it's coming together nicely. A nice little envelope package. Voila! That was simple, hey? All right, so now I'm going to get out my snail glue, and I'm going to just put a strip here and a strip along there just to make sure everything's tucked in. I need to get that glue out of there or nothing's coming out. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to close this, and that part is glued. I'm going to put my little tea bag. I want to use the green one, green and red. I'm going to slide my little tea bag inside there and give this a close. Next, I'm going to use my ribbon to kind of make a little accentuated, little bow kind of idea. So I'm just going to wrap this around and see where I think I would like it to end. See, it's got little furries. That's okay. I'll deal with that later. And so I like to lay it down where I kind of want it. And I'm going to put a little bit of snail right there, just so that it holds it down nicely for when I tie my little bow. I'm using some baker's twine. Whoop. And I'll just slide that underneath, and I'm going to wrap it around and make a little bow. I think I want those kind of sides to go down as opposed to up. So a little bit of fiddling. You could tie a bow or you could just tie a knot. Up to you. So I've got some little bits of black in this twine, which is kind of fun. It matches with our Santa. And then just cut off the extras that you don't want. And I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a side trim on this one, and maybe a side trim on this one. There. Just to make it look a little bit fun there. All right, so our next step is to put this little piece on here. You know what we forgot? our inside greeting. Luckily we didn't get too far along before we closed it all up, and even if we had, it's totally okay because you can just slide off the belly band and get in there and get some access to there. All right, so let's get, where did I put my little, here it is, my little saying. I'm gonna stick it on my block. I'm gonna use that same black Memento ink and just on a little scrap piece of paper here, stamp it. Ooh, that didn't go very good. Left some blank spots. So, the magic of paper, you can flip it over and start again. I'm going to give it a little bit of a rub, make sure it's all on there nicely. That one's not very good either. That one is too inked. Okay, third time's a charm. See, even us experienced folk have little errors every once in a while. That's okay. See, I'm not liking how that's getting, just a minute. Let's clean it off and start from scratch. It's getting too much ink on one end. Fourth time's a charm. Okay, this has got to work. Beautiful. All right. It's just all that practice from the last three. I got it done well. All right, I'm just going to trim this down. I don't need all that excess part. And I think on this one, I want to do a little bit of a ribbon cut on the ends. So the way we do that is, of course, don't start from the side. I know you're tempted, but go up the middle. Do a little slit up the middle, and then go to the corner, from the corner to the middle, and the corner to the middle. That way it makes it even on both sides. You know what I say about the bangs. You start cutting on one side and then the other side and the other side. You got to fix it because they're not even, and next thing you know, you've kind of got no bangs. All right, so that looks good. You could, although I don't have anything with me right now that you could put a little backing color, maybe like with some red behind it. That might help the saying pop up a little bit. I'm just going to use my snail to glue this down. So when they open their little envelope, they've got a little greeting there. Okay, back to where we started here. So we're going to make this little belly band. And if it's a little tight right now, just bend your envelope to stick it back in. It'll kind of loosen up as time goes on. Okay, and for this I'm going to use tear and tape because I want it to really stick. So this stuff is really what it says, tear and tape. So down the center, I'm going to burnish the ends. Now that was a little too long, so I'm going to have to cut it off a little bit. I'll tear it off actually. There, that's a better size. Burnish. Okay, I'm going to throw that in the garbage before I get it stuck in my hair or something. Okay, now we're going to cut, or not cut, sorry, peel this off. There's one. And the stronger you burnish it, the easier they come off. So if it's not coming off, give it a little press again with your nail, and it should work good. All right, now we're just going to stick that down where we think it should go. And there we have it. Our little Santa envelope with our little gift inside. So I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I hope you give this little technique a try. It's so much fun. It's so simple, and but it's just something little special to say, you know, you're special to me, and I just want to brighten your day. All right, if any of these tools have interested you, please contact me and I can help you get them. All right, have a good day. Bye.